What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pens and Tea. My name is Carrie, and today we're going to talk about a notebook. It has been a long time since I have talked about a notebook, but I bring you the Montblanc, A5 size. I was gonna say A7. I'm like, it's not an A7. A5 size notebook. This is the toffee brown notebook. You can get many colors, but this is the one that I chose. This notebook feels amazing. It is leather, so vegans, I am sorry. It feels so good. It's textured on it. So, ooh, that blew my face out. It's textured and it feels so good. And what I like is that it is notably a Montblanc pen notebook, because it's definitely got that classic. I'll show you in closer ups. This is just being blown out. It has the, the name Montblanc, made in Italy. It has the classic snow-peaked mountaintop on there, but for the most part, it's really not ostentatious. And even around the edges of the paper, which is like silver lined here, it's just a nice detail. Nothing about it stands out to be like obnoxious, but it has enough like ooh factor, if that means anything. The notebook is an interesting notebook, to say the least. It is an interesting notebook. When you open up the front page, you basically get nothing but this little stamp here. I can't read it. It just says Montblanc Florence and then a word that, no idea. And then when you flip past that, you get a little bit of Montblanc's history. So you have the art of writing, emblem of excellence, traditions in leather, and elegance of writing. So you can read a little bit more about the company that you've now purchased something from. And then, which I think is kind of neat, they give you some practice pages to learn how to write in calligraphy. And then they give you like some practice here, which I think is really cool. And there's a little thing down here. It says, based upon classical italics, this typeface dates back to the 15th century Italy and is inspired by the vibrancy of the Renaissance movement. The Latin script taught in many schools today evolved from classic italics. So that's kind of neat that it gives you that. And then I have a little test page here of some inks, which again, I will give you some close-ups, which is probably showing right now, to be honest. And or, Carrie, insert it now. This is where the notebook starts to falter for me. For being a very expensive notebook, it is only decent with ink. So as you can see in the close-up, the Parker Duofold had some feathering. The Sharpie had a teeny bit of feathering, which doesn't surprise me. I've never had a notebook yet that could handle it. And the Edison Nouveau Premier with a titanium nib had some feathering. It has a little bit of show through, especially that Sharpie, but no bleed through, which is great. As you can see also though, the lines are huge. Like they're just so wide, like it's almost my finger width. Like it's bananas how wide these things are, which for me is not really functional because I typically write with fine nibs and I typically write much smaller. However, one surprising thing I have noticed about this notebook is it has allowed me to use pens that I don't typically journal with. So my Lamy 2000, for example, this is a medium nib, but it writes kind of like a broad. I love writing with that. The Parker Duofold Centennial, again, medium nib, writes more like a broad. I have not inked up here, but I do have a Platinum 3776 with an Architect grind. It feathers a little bit because that's a pretty wet nib, but this notebook surprisingly because the lines are so freaking wide, I'm able to use those pens to journal, which is really neat, and I actually do quite enjoy that because again, I don't typically use them to journal. And that's been a nice kind of surprise fact to it. And then on the very back, it just has like a map of the world here. I don't really know why. It just does. Just does for fun, I guess. It doesn't say how many pages it is exactly. If I can find it on the web, I'll throw it in the bottom here. Every single page has the word Montblanc at the very bottom. And I'm gonna do my dingness to get the imprint here. Every page again has like little, yeah, you're not gonna see it here, but I'll try in a close up. Every single page has a little imprint, very, very minute, but a little imprint of this logo, which is kind of cool. And this is definitely one of the best feeling journals that I have. The texture and the leather just feel so nice in my hand. This is a bother for me, but it's the bother on almost every notebook, and that's just how much extra freaking ribbon here. I hate, this is just a personal rant for me. I hate this. Yes. I hate it. I always, when I'm done writing, always, I tuck it back in so that it goes away because it drives me bonkers. Why does it have to be so long? Why can't you just make a freaking ribbon that's the length of your book, maybe a titch longer so that it can go like, you know, anywhere here, but like, why so much material? Why? Okay, rant over. So yeah, that is just my quick thoughts about this guy. It handles the ink okay. Like I said, it's pretty good when you're actually journaling and you know you've gotten into the flow of things. It's decent. It shows decent shading. Not much sheen. It's, I would say, run of the mill for dry time as well. But that's the problem with this notebook, is that it's run of the mill, and for the price point, I don't think it's worth it. I really don't. I love the book. I'm glad that I have it in the sense that it feels really, really good in my hand. I love the added bonus that I get to use pens that I don't typically use. That is really, really cool. And if this was about half the price, honestly, I'd put up with a little bit of feathering to get usage out of pens that I don't typically journal with. But it's not. So this will be the only one that I have. Unless anybody wants to gift me some, because then, you know, I'm always here. But those are my thoughts on the Montblanc notebook. I'm curious, has any of you tried this bad boy before? If you have, let me know your thoughts down below. Guys, as always, thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see new videos every Monday and Friday with some Q&As on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Hit that like button if you like this and you want to see more like it. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.